Welcome to Learning in Small Bites, number 9. The session today is a simple introduction to systems for recording time off due to sickness absence. Please ensure that you've signed in. Now, let's return to the time off module. In video 8, we looked at the booking of leave. Now we are going to look at the totally separate aspect of recording sickness. It is very important to stress that sickness information can be amongst the most sensitive and personal information that an HR or payroll person will ever have responsibility for. A person's reasons for sickness must be held securely and kept confidential. We record the information on people's reasons for sickness for the purpose of helping them at work. The basic numerical number of days away sick will appear in a general attendance record for the person. Also, as you'll see in the moment, there is a more detailed confidential record of sickness that is not for general use. Okay, here we go. We often categorise sickness into two types. Accidents that have occurred through work, which are industrial injuries, and time off when a person is unwell, which is recorded under the heading sick or sickness. Let's assume this time off was not due to a workplace accident or injury, so we have selected sick. The person was off all day on the 9th of April, and the records show that their last day of sickness was the 27th of April. For periods of sickness of 8 or more calendar days, we will normally expect to have a doctor's note specifying what is wrong and when the person can resume work again. For shorter periods of up to 7 days of sickness, in some organisations the person may be expected to fill in what's known as a self-certificate form, in which they state what was wrong. In some organisations there is no requirement for a self-certificate at all. In the more comprehensive sickness recording systems, there will be a drop-down list of different types of sickness. As you can see, there was quite a range. In this case, it was gastrointestinal disorder. Once a type is selected, then there is a secondary level of descriptions that can help better record what the person was unwell with. In this case, the cause was quite a serious food allergy. The officer completing the record then submits it, and the person's leave record is updated like so. It is automatically accepted into the system, so it does not need to be authorised, and we can see that 15 working days were lost due to this period of sickness. And their confidential sickness record is automatically updated on the HR system like so. Not long after returning to work, the person was unable to come in for a day due to them having a migraine. Let's quickly record that as another day of sickness. And it was only one day, and the person did not fill in a self-certificate form, so the sickness is uncertificated. Let's enter the first day of sickness absence. Whether it's a half day, AM or PM, or full day's absence. The last day of sickness absence, again whether it's a full day or half day, and whether the sickness was certificated or not. The reason for sickness absence, as already discussed, it was a migraine. And click submit. And the attendance record is updated with another day of sickness. We're nearly done now, Just a quick reminder that in some systems there are types of sickness, and these types can have specific subdescriptions. As always, remember there's an information box for the page. Clicking on it gives some information on the particular module. For sickness, I think the most pertinent thing is where the types of descriptions of sickness were derived from. Here is a link to a report by the Institute of Occupational Medicine, the IOM. On page 170 of that report, we have the IOM's guidelines on types and descriptions. That section is worth a read if you're interested. It is quite useful and laid out perfectly if you ever have to set up a sickness absence system from scratch. And so that was it, an introduction to the basics of a sickness absence recording system. Next time we will look at learning events and records of learning. Until the next time, goodbye and thank you for watching.